All right. Hi, guys. My name is Samuel Seacat. I'll be telling you guys about the initiatives and referendums that are in the Arizona State Constitution and how those work in order to get these passed, and the differences and the similarities, and just the overall details about it. Okay. To start out with, let's just start with the basic definitions. The basic definition of initiative is the power of the people to have to create a new law or change the Constitution by collecting enough signatures from voters. If enough people sign the proposed idea, then it goes off to the ballot for everyone to vote on that are citizens in the state of Arizona. Next piece of the Constitution we're going to talk about is referendums. Referendum lets the people vote to keep or cancel a law made by the government. Citizens can ask for votes by collecting enough signatures except for emergency laws. First off, let's talk about the creation of an initiative. The initiative basically gives the citizens power to approve laws. The first step in this is just the law proposal. It allows people to propose a new law for constitutional changes. If they have an idea that they want to get put in place in the state of Arizona, the people actually have the power to create a law by this initiative process. The first thing major about it is the signatures are required in order to get an initiative to the floor is to require collecting signatures from 10% of voters for laws and 15% for amendments to the state Constitution of Arizona. The next thing we're going to do in order to qualify to get on the ballot for the actual people of Arizona to vote on an initiative is to get the signatures needed to get to the ballot for the public vote. The next thing is the creation of a referendum. Once again, the referendum is the citizens' power to approve or reject a law. First thing is law approval. This allows people to approve or reject laws passed by the state legislature of the state of Arizona. The next thing, it does require signatures as well. The difference for this, it requires collecting signatures from 5% of voters to force public vote on a law. One thing that can be excluded, certain laws can be excluded, are emergency laws. So certain emergency laws are excluded and cannot be challenged by a referendum. This allows the state to pass laws that are they deem an emergency and deem extremely vital for the state in order to function, to keep on allow their state to continue progress in the right direction. Some comparisons. The purpose of both. So initiative's purpose is to allow citizens to propose a new law or amendments, whereas the referendum allows citizens to approve or reject existing laws passed by the legislator. The next thing is who starts each. So for an initiative, the citizens collect signatures to propose the measures, and as for a referendum, citizens collect signatures, or legislators can actually refer these measures to get to a referendum. Next thing is subject matter. So for subject matter for an initiative, these are new laws or constitutional amendments. So that means these are laws that the people who are supporting it are creating to get put into law. Whereas referendums, on the other hand, are laws that already exist that have been passed in previous points in history that the people want to possibly change or take out entirely. Next thing is signatures required for each. So for an initiative, it takes 10% of voters for laws and 15% of the total population for amendments. And for a referendum, it only takes 5% of voters to trigger a referendum. So it takes much more voters in order to get an initiative to the point where voters get a vote on it, compared to a referendum, which is only 5% to get that trigger to get a vote. So it's a little bit easier to get a referendum compared to an initiative on the ballot. So next thing for timing. So initiatives are done before a law or amendment is passed, whereas for referendums, it happens after a law is passed by legislators. So once again, initiative. So this is always you are creating something new that does not exist within the government of the state of Arizona, whereas a referendum happens after a law is passed. So maybe people don't like the law, maybe people think the law is unfair, maybe they don't think it represents what the state needs now according to what the citizens' beliefs are. So that happens after a law already exists. The next thing is the effect of both of these. So for an initiative, if approved, it makes a new law or amendment. So once again, this makes a new law or amendment. So this means this is brand new to the state of Arizona. So this is cool because the people actually have the right to make new laws, which is not common across the country, especially in states that came before Arizona. This shows the progressive movement had a huge impact on the overall uh, creation of Arizona's constitution. It really went against a lot of things that came previously, where it was always representative government. Arizona was really big on direct democracy. They really wanted the people to have the power in government and make sure the government had the ability to overreach. They wanted to stop corruption and other issues like that. And then for referendum, if approved, the law stays. If rejected, it is repealed. So they can either, for referendums, they can make a law keep on going, or if they reject a law, the people actually have the power to take a law out without having to go through the government officials. They can put it on the ballot, they can go to the voting box, and they can actually get this done themselves without having to have the representative take care of it for them. So some pros and cons for initiatives, the benefits and drawbacks of initiatives. So for first, let's do initiatives. It lets the citizens create laws directly. So it really supports the idea of direct democracy, which was a huge thing that the people of Arizona wanted to support when creating the state. It also boosts public involvement. So the people actually feel like they have the power in the state to make the laws they want done without having to go without having to go through the representatives. And it brings attention to overlooked issues. So if a certain amount of people in the state believe something is super important, and maybe the representatives that are working within the government don't necessarily want to take that action, they can get that done without having to go through the representative. Big cons that go on. Often these are influenced by special interest groups. So that means people with large amounts of money can often influence certain laws and get put into place. And then it also can be very costly and time consuming. So like I said, that really kind of leans into special interest groups sticking their hand into the government, which can be a problem. And then for referendums, we have the pros. The referendum pros lets the voters approve or reject laws. So like I said, that supports the idea of direct democracy, which was a key point that the Arizona framers of their constitution wanted to get in place, because they wanted to make sure that people of the state had power just as much as the government. This, like I said, this checks legislative decisions. So if the legislators make a decision, make a law that the people disagree with, it gives the people an opportunity to actually go and take that law out. Increases accountability. So legislators can't just go and make laws that the people don't support. If they make laws that people don't support, then the people can directly go in and take these. Some cons to referendums, though, it can be delay urgent law. So if a law really needs to get passed and the representatives need to get something done, but say a special interest group comes along and they want to fight that, they can get a referendum a little bit easier in place, and they can kind of delay certain laws that the people who are representing the people who voted for them can kind of struggle to get those laws done. And then it may challenge important laws that are already in place. So special interest groups, once again, can kind of have their hand in the place that some people don't think it should be. Here are my references I used, pretty much directly from the Arizona Constitution, and then some research that I did on special interest groups and their impact on initiatives and referendums. All right, thank you very much, and I hope you guys all have a great day.